I think, when we're talking about power, even when we're talking about power, even speed, where there's, force application to the ground, there is a level of strength that you need. And guys that listen to this podcast would have heard me almost say the exact same thing last week. It's you have to get, you have to get your strength level developed enough so that you've got a ticket. But that's it. You don't have to, you have to pay your ticket to entry or cross the barrier to entry and be strong enough. But once that's crossed, like, pursuing all of your time in strength is kind of a fruitless endeavor, right?
Yeah, unless you're a strength athlete. That's
Yes.
pretty. If you're a powerlifter or a strongman or an Olympic weightlifter, brilliant. If you're a barbell athlete or a strength competitor, strength is all that really matters. Now, I had this really funny. So a few weeks ago, I was in a gym and this guy comes with his dad. And he said, what could I have a chat to you about coaching my son? And I said, well, okay, well, what's the deal? He said, well, he's an open side flanker. He's not making the first team. He's in the second still. And it's a pretty big club. And he said, I'm just a bit concerned he's not strong enough. And I said, okay, well, where is he? And he was in the corner. He's 18 years old, this kid. He's got 180 kilograms on his back squatting for 10.
Jesus.
Right? I said, mate, whatever's wrong with your son not getting selected for the first team, it's not fucking strength. I think I'd look at 240, 250, 1RM based on those. So it's probably, can he catch? Can he pass?
Yeah.
That's, look at your skill set.
Yeah, especially with rugby where, again, people think because of what they look at the top level and they just look at, it's very easy to look at these huge athletes and think, okay, that's what I need. But then you miss all the nuances of what goes on in a game. You can even get it from a fitness standpoint. I'll get people that will send me clips of their game or just inquiring, and they'll say, oh, I think that I'm not fit for some reason. I'm always gassed, even like 30 minutes into a game, and then I get back my second wind, and then again, I get gassed towards the end of a game. And then you watch their footage and they're running around like a headless chicken. Like, you look at Richie McCaw back in the day or good efficient flankers. Tom Curry's a perfect example. Like, he seems to be everywhere because he's really decisive about his actions. And that's rugby IQ. That's not, obviously there is a level of fitness to get there, but yeah, there is something to be said. And I think we've gone, I don't know if the pendulum swung too far towards, because it was, as you said at the beginning of your career, there was no real strength and conditioning for a sport like rugby, which is crazy. Now we've gone full hog, and we're, especially you see it in South Africa a lot, where they're picking guys for their provincial sides in the youth athletes, literally based on their metrics in the gym. And I think the pendulum's ready to sort of swing back, which I think
it is. I think it is, because if you look at guys, you got Marcus Smith, you got what's his name, George Ford. You got Bowden Barrett. You got like these are much smaller athletes than they were 10 to 15 years ago. I remember watching. I played against played with Butch James in a charity game, and the man was huge at 10 for the inbox back in the notes, and I was like, what? And now you've got guys that at the top level, we understand it. We're not talking about top level, you and I. We're talking about young lads, semi-pros, weekend warriors, amateur athletes, but they're not looking at the pro as much as they should do now. They look at the pro as it was 10 years ago. And it's like, I think there's room for top clubs to be a bit more open about their training philosophies and their methodologies. Like looking and seeing what are these guys, so young athletes can just look at it. I know there's footage on YouTube of bits and bobs, but if they're looking at big, clunky, heavy forwards, that's not the way the game's going.
No, I think I completely agree with clubs being more open, because I think it is actually, maybe it's not intended to be misleading, but it is. I'll see some of the All Blacks clips that they'll do, and they'll never quite show how deep they go on the squat. They'll never quite show the exact weight on the bar unless it's bragging about someone, which doesn't do anyone it's impressive, but it doesn't show for what is like the mean and the average. Like, you go into a gym of any professional team, and yeah, there'll be some really, really impressive numbers because there'll be some freaks, but you'll also see a lot of average as far as just if we're looking at raw strength numbers. But that's because they're not strength athletes, they're rugby athletes.